Hello, my name is Mike Quinlan. My family and I have lived in Cougar Creek in this very house that we built 32 years ago. And this is my story of what happened on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, June 19, 2021.
Hi, my name is Lynn Cooper, and I live on Cougar Creek in Canmore. And so myself and my husband are survivors of the flood of 2013.
I'm Doug Cooper, Lynn's husband. I went down, just down to the creek here, about 50, 60 feet away from our fence, and got a couple of pictures of it, and it was roaring brown water, still quite low, but it was starting to eat out that far bank on the other side. We were a little worried. We'd never quite seen it that high.
My name is Colleen Campbell, and I've lived in Canmore since 1982, in this house since 1989. This year, when spring was bringing its worst to us, you could hear the bank collapsing in various places along the creek, and there were standing waves. I had seen the creek with more water in it in the past, but never with such force. It was moving very, very hard and fast, and that I'd never seen before.
And I looked over to the bank and the creek bed, and I noticed the creek was raging. And I've been through two floods before, one in 91 and one last year in 2012, and I knew that we were in for some serious flooding.
You could see this movement, and it was waves. I mean, the violence of the water just took your breath away, and that image will always remain with me. Also, since the bench is somewhere in Calgary now, and all the trees are gone, it was really just took your breath away, and it's the last picture that we've got on the bench.
7 o'clock in the morning after we were evacuated, or shortly after 7, I wandered back up to the bridge up here and to get some pictures, and looked down, and I could just see our trees peeling off into the water all the way down here. And I didn't have much hope for our property or our home.
When we finally closed the office down, I came back up here walking because there's no vehicular access. And I realized at about noon on Friday morning that our house was in jeopardy, was in peril, and I even said goodbye to it.
The feelings were really contrasting. We knew that we were safe and we were lucky. Seeing the damage happening around everything, it was a really push-pull time. And it ended up that we came back up to the house on Friday specifically, and we really thought the house would be gone.
6 inches of driving rain, mud and trees falling down. Had to make a judgment call to try and save his town. Rock from his quarry, and they piled it 10 feet high. Turned the current south, looked that devil in the eye. Mama fetch a baby, now there's water out the door. Head for higher ground, hear that cougar roar.
I think a lot of people reached out to people and said, you know, come here, come and stay at our place.
We ended up actually being evacuated just after 5:30 in the morning. So that's when we came up with the mutual friend, Colleen, who then, again, when we went and knocked on her door in the middle of the night, so to speak, and she took us in without a bat of an eye. Like, it was just this spirit that Canmore's known for. But again, even in the worst of times, it was at its best.
It was only through the heroic work of those men manning backhoes and other various equipment to keep the channel in the middle of the creek and stop it from meandering back and forth that saved the day. The fellas saved the day. There's no two ways about it. Those guys who manned the equipment saved all of these houses on this side of the creek.
A good friend of ours had this sign made up for us so that people coming in the back way would know where we lived through the trees. Of course, this was attached to our fence, and our fence was gone, including the sign. Several days later, the lady next door said, "I think I have something of yours here." And she explained that one of the backhoe operators had been digging in the back, stopped this huge machine, got out of his cab, and picked up her sign.
Old McGee, that Iron Man, had diesel in his veins. Job at the quarry when he turned 16. D9s and high-hoes, he could run 'em in his sleep. And then the call went out to him the night of Cougar Creek. Mama fetch a baby, now there's water at the door. Head for higher ground, hear that cougar roar.
I also felt really lucky that I could reach out and have a place for my friends to come. And I also completely got over the transient creek real estate envy that I've had from time to time in my life.
We became more and more aware of the chances that we would actually lose our home. Never mind the, I don't know how many feet it would be, of about 100 feet of public land, and it moved right back to our 2.5 feet of our own property. So we have waterfront property now, or did have at that particular time.
One time, about a month earlier, we were sitting with our daughter in this deck, admiring our trees and everything else. And they were so thick that I actually had to trim some of them so we could see the mountains down there and the mountains up there. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not, but we did get a bit of a view. And Lynn said, yes, we're very, very happy with everything. It's just beautiful, but the only thing would have liked is a better view of the Three Sisters. Well, we got it.
And I've gone up there to do work, and I've gone up there to play and to go climbing and to just go exploring, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to go when it's not trying to beat back at us somehow.
But it's amazing, 355 days a year, there's not a drop of water in that creek bed. 10 days a year, it flows a little. And in 2013, the night the cougar roared, it flowed unbelievably. And I'm sure you've all seen pictures of it and video of it, but to stand here and to feel that freight train just rumbling by night and day, and to see that creek slowly coming back and eroding the creek bed and endangering your house is something I never want to feel again.
3 days and 3 long nights they worked without a break. Then the weather changed, full moon over Grotto Way. He rolled the smoke and he stretched his back and he hummed a Creedence tune. Who'll stop the rain on the 23rd of June? Old McGee, that Iron Man, raised his fist up at the moon. He had tamed that cougar on the 23rd of June. Old McGee, that Iron Man, raised his fist up at the moon. They had tamed that cougar on the 23rd of June.
running.